Oh boy. I tell you what, have you ever stared at a 1971 candy half dollar and just really think to yourself, man, that is one depressing coin, right? They're all beat up, and even if they were in nice shape, it's like, who cares? They're not silver anymore, right? I'm reading right off the screen right now. if you haven't noticed, but I'm willing to bet that there are a lot of 1971 Kennedy half dollars that are worth more than the coins that preceded them, and that's the 40% silvers of 1965 to 1970. And you're probably thinking to yourself, "Yeah, Blue Ridge, you're on something." But no, really. After doing some exhaustive research, I have a list of 1971 Kennedy half dollars that are incredibly sneaky, and they are very valuable. So strap in your seatbelt and get ready for a wild ride, because we have some pretty insane coins to talk about. And just to give you a little bit of backstory about this coin, the reason why that it is kind of like looked down upon and kind of passed over for anything meaningful was that, well, the silver standard was over as of 1969. Yeah, they did do that pretty neat 1970 candy half dollar 40%, but you could only buy that direct from the mint. They came in sets from the mint, so it really didn't mean anything. But 1971 became the first year in the Kennedy half dollar series in which the U.S. Mint said, and threw up their hands in the air, we cannot afford to put any more silver in circulating coinage. I was going to say cornage. Yeah, well, this whole thing's corny, right? So these new compositions are 75% copper. Okay, that's the inside core of these coins, and then 25% nickel. On face value, they're only worth face value. Okay, they're not anything special, and by the time 1971 rolled around, coin collecting just kind of took a back seat. And people were still trying to hoard all the silver that was left over in circulation. So we're going to look at the extremely valuable 71 Kennedys in this video. We're going to take a look at not only the coin itself and its high grade kind of value, but we're also going to look at all the varieties, the major ones in this particular date, in addition to some ridiculous errors that are kind of, like I said, sneaky. You never know when a few of these will pop out in your roll hunts. Okay, people roll hunt Kennedys till they turn blue in the face to look for silvers. Okay, many decades after they stopped doing this stuff. But this is a really cool video. So, as always, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for instant notifications if you enjoy Blue Ridge and coin collecting scene. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and jump right in to the 1971 Philadelphia Candy half dollar. As you can tell, there's no visible mint mark above the date, so that's how you know that you have a Philadelphia struck coin. By the numbers, no shortage. There's 155,164,000 total pieces produced by the Philadelphia Mint. In terms of grade, okay, because that's where a lot of value is going to be. Finding the 1971 Kennedy, whether it's a Philadelphia or a Denver minted coin, in the absolute highest grade. Because, believe it or not, collectors do pay an arm and a leg for the highest graded specimens, even the unloved 1971 Kennedy. So PCGS is one of the top tier grading companies for coins. Okay, they have graded 7 examples of the 1971 Philadelphia Kennedy half dollar in mint state 67. Now, here's the NGC example that you see on screen, because this particular coin, graded by NGC, is the highest recorded sale of this coin. Okay, not PCGS. However, this particular coin here, this NGC mint state 67, sold on Heritage Auctions November 11th of 2018 for $1,560. So if grading is your thing, if you can find a really nice example of these Kennedys, they are worth some money. All right, so that's the 1971 Philadelphia. as kind of a side note, these coins are common up to mint state 65. All right, it's where you get beyond that where it gets really tough to find a high-grade specimen. As a matter of fact, it's been reported that about 200 pieces are survived or exist in grades of 66 and higher. All right. So the next one we're going to look at is the 1971 Denver minted coin. All right. So this one has a tiny little letter D here above the date in between "In God" and "We Trust." All right. So that's how you know you have a Denver minted example. Now again, no shortage of these coins ever. Okay. The Denver Mint produced 302,097,424 pieces for your collecting and spending enjoyment. This coin right here, the highest grade known in a 71D by PCGS is mint state 68. Okay, so the Denvers are much better quality all around, especially in those higher grades. In 68, there are only 4 that are known at that particular grade level. Now, this coin is relatively common up to mint state 66. You know, you could find them in like a mint set, and then they're going to grade out really high. It's where you get beyond 66 is where it gets kind of tough. There's about 1,000 or so surviving specimens at a 67 or higher. All right, so that's kind of the little chase piece factor when it comes to finding gradable coins for 1971. In terms of the high dollar value, this particular 1971D graded PCGS Mint State 68. It's one of 4 of the top pop grades. This one sold on Heritage Auctions June 2019 in the amount of $3,120. Isn't that just ridiculous to think about? Oh yeah, I'll give you $3,000 for the candy half dollar that nobody really wants because it's not silver anymore. Just think how nuts that is. But believe it or not, there are a dedicated amount of candy half dollar collectors that are looking for the high grades, and they're willing to write a check for however much you want, up to $3,120, of course. So let's go ahead and talk about varieties. There's 2 well-known Cherry Picker's Guide varieties. These are fantastic images brought to you by PCGS's website, so all the credits go to them for this particular graphic. They even did a great job with arrows, guys. Pointing it out, as usual. But if you look at the specific attributes of the FS101 double die obverse, this is on the 1971D, all right, the Denver minted coin. You're going to see some pretty spectacular doubling in the word trust in the motto, okay, but not anywhere else. There's a little bit of doubling in the word we, but not a whole lot. In addition, for Liberty, you're going to see some splitting in the serifs of the T. You're going to want to take a look at that one as well. So that's the 101. This is a coin that is very widely available, especially in mint sets. I have found a number of these. So when you find them in mint sets, they're going to be high grade anyways. You know, at least a mint state 64, unless someone really manhandled the bejesus out of those mint sets. But these are a common find, and in the highest grades, like 67, these are worth about $300 to $400. Okay, not bad. The coins themselves, you could sell raw for about $20 to $30. They're pretty plentiful, but, you know, it's extra money that otherwise you wouldn't have in the first place. All right, so the other double die is going to be this one right here, and unless you know where to look at, okay, these seem to kind of like just get overlooked, but this is another 71D, okay, and these also appear in the mint sets. This one is comparatively more scarce than the FS101. This is the 102, by the way. Double die obverse. Okay, all the doubling you want to know about is going to be in the words "in God." As you could tell, there's quite a bit of like doubling in the word "in," and then you see some of the splits right here on the bottom devices of these letters, and then the G will have a little bit of split serifs as well. And look at this, the top little thing of the 1 right there in the date will also have some doubling. So this is what you're going to look at. This coin in higher grades commands somewhere in that $750 to $1,000. Okay, so again, this is a coin that is available in mint sets. If you got them, make sure you check out your mint sets. the coins sell raw from those mint sets for about 40 to 50 bucks. So there, it's more money. If you didn't want to deal with the hassle of like grading your coins, then go ahead and just find the attributed double die offers of 101 or 102 and just sell it as is. Sell it still in the proof sets, or the mint sets rather. You're still going to make a lot of money. All right, pretty cool. So we have 5 errors to talk about. Again, these are all coins that in some aspect or another are not only findable, well, all of them except maybe one. Okay, I'll be honest. There's one coin on here that you're going to have a hard time trying to find in a bankroll or wherever. But all of these coins, in some fashion, some people have overlooked these, or they have spent it. Okay, so the first one that we have here is a 1971D candy half dollar that has an obvious obverse misaligned die. All right, so when these coins were struck, the hammer die, which has the obverse design or the front design with Kennedy on it, was slightly off center to the anvil die, which holds the reverse design. So, these machinery, the presses, they actually, wear and tear just like an automobile does. So you have loose parts, you have missing parts, you have parts that are breaking in half and falling down, all over the floor. So this one right here, you can see that the front of the coin is slightly off center, all the while the reverse of the coin is perfectly centered. So one die is slightly misaligned from the other. All right. So this one right here, no doubt about it, was found in change, okay, or in a roll. It graded as a mint state 62 through NGC. Okay, this one has seen the light of day in I don't know if they were being spent 40 years ago, but this one was discovered, I'm sure, in a roll because of its numerical grade. This one right here sold for 89 bucks on Heritage Auctions back in 2010. But this is a coin that today you could just sell raw and probably make $50 to $100 on its own. Okay, it's a really neat error, and so are all the other misaligned dies. Okay. So the second error that we have is another 71D. All right, this particular one is a neat one. All right, you can come across stuff like this, and people wouldn't even bat an eye. They're going to look at it like, well, I don't see anything special. Or, oh yeah, there's a little bit of a scratch or something on the reverse of the coin. But what we have here is a 71D with a retained wire on the reverse of the coin. I have a close-up for you here in a moment. But this one graded NGC, Mid-State 64, a really nice high-grade example for an error collector. But just take a look at this coin. Look. There is a wire embedded in the coin. The coin, before it was struck, had a piece of wire, maybe from a wire brush when they were cleaning the machines, had fallen onto a blank planchet of a 50-cent piece before it was struck. And then when it was struck, that wire was still on there. So that's all she wrote, guys. The wire will generally stay retained. It's when you have the bigger strike throughs where they'll fall off. Okay. Incredible error. Incredible. Keep an eye out for these guys. This one sold for $228 in 2017 on Heritage Auctions. All right, so the next one here. Now this one, I'm willing to bet that for all of you roll hunters, you have probably tossed these right back to the coins that are going to go back to the bank. It's the 1971 Kennedy that was struck on thinner 25-cent stock. All right, so this coin right here, before it was struck, was a blank planchet. Okay, those planchets were punched out of a long metal strip. All right, so the metal strip that they used for the blank planchet for this coin that you see on screen was actually intended for quarters. So they are thinner than a Kennedy half-dollar planchet, but still, these things exist quite often in these rolls. Yet not a lot of people are really looking for them. Okay, and that's a huge mistake because these are worth some serious money. So what you're going to want to do is, if you have all the coins stacked on top of each other, you have them in your hand, just simply look for one that's a lot thinner than the others. All right, you'd be surprised how many people really don't pay attention to the quarter stock Kennedy half dollars. Not just for 71D, but a lot of them down the line. Another way is to, if you see a coin you suspect to be thinner than normal, is you take that one, put it on the table, put a normal candy half dollar right next to it, and then you'll see the size disparity. Okay, it's really clear. Now, how much are these coins worth? Okay, I've been asked this before. This example that you see here is an Annex Mint State 60. No doubt about it, came from a roll. It's got stains and all this other stuff on there. But this one sold for $276. This is a coin with a couple really nice photos. You can sell raw. You could sell for between $100 to $200, especially in higher grades. That's what they're worth. Some of the lower grade ones, can be had for between 25 and 50 bucks. But this is a really cool error, and just not a lot of people are giving it its due. Okay, they're not even looking for it. The next error that we have here is the one that we're probably never going to find in change or in rolls. You might get lucky, but we have a 1971D double struck candy half dollar. The second strike is about 25% off center from the primary strike. This is an incredible coin. This is an NGC Mint State 62 example right here. Even looks gorgeous in the slab. This one sold for $1,265 back in 2007. There just hasn't been a lot of these, but I'm glad the 1971 date is on it, because this is a coin I get to talk about for the video, for all the naysayers that believe that 71 is such a horrible date. And then finally, the one coin that we all came to visit this video on is going to be this 1971D candy half dollar that was struck on one of the older 40% silver planchets. How neat is that? Okay, they call this a transitional error. But most importantly, take a look at the grade. NGC Mint State 61. 61s come right out of change. I mean, look at this thing. This thing has seen some circulation wear. Incredible that someone was actually able to find us in the wild somewhere, whether it's through a bankroll or, in a casino or whatever the case may be. Someone found us and hit serious pay dirt, guys. So this example here as a Mint State 61 sold on eBay April 21st of 2018. It's this coin here sold for $13,000. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Not another one has surfaced yet. Because guess what? Nobody's really looking for a 71 40% clad silver dollar, silver half dollar. But maybe now you should. This is the baddest coin I have ever seen in quite a while. And yeah, the sale happened on eBay. Incredible. Keep an eye out for every single one of these 1971 candy half dollars. You will go no wrong. And believe me, all of the, nearly $20,000 in coins that we've discovered for the 71 dated candy half dollar, I would effectively say that this is worth more than a couple of those 40% you've been finding. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, like, share the video, and subscribe to my channel if you would. I love the extra support for all the new guys out there. I know there's quite a few of you. You're just a little shy, I know. But in any event, I'm your host, Sean. Hope you enjoyed the video. Coinaholics, we are discovering together, and you never know what other 71 candies we will be discovering next. I want to hear your big story. You guys take care. Have a fun day. Enjoy the hobby, and I'll see you on the next one.